I ended my relationship because of her gay best friend. I'm Ethan, 29, and I'd been living with my girlfriend Olivia, 26, for nearly 3 years. We moved into my apartment after dating for about a year, and honestly, we had a solid relationship despite the usual ups and downs. Early on, we'd established clear boundaries about our friendships with people of the other gender. I kept my distance from female friends, and she did the same with male friends, and we both respected them without question. I work as a sales manager at a mid-sized company downtown, and Olivia works as a customer service agent at a real estate firm. Recently, everything changed when Olivia became friends with her coworker Dylan, the so-called gay friend. She started hanging out with him constantly after work. Her reasoning? Since he was gay, he didn't fall under our relationship boundaries. At first, I didn't think much of it. I trusted her, but then came the night that changed everything. We were at this Italian restaurant on 5th Street, enjoying a rare dinner date. The atmosphere was perfect, just the two of us, finally getting some quality time together. Then Olivia spotted Dylan across the room. Before I could even process what was happening, she was calling out his name, waving him over enthusiastically. She immediately insisted he join us for dinner. I was stunned. This was our date night, and she just invited a complete stranger, at least to me, to sit with us. But I didn't want to embarrass her in public, so I forced a smile and stayed quiet. Here's where things got uncomfortable. Nothing about Dylan's behavior screamed gay to me. Now, I'm not trying to stereotype, but his entire demeanor felt off. He was complimenting Olivia's dress in this lingering way, commenting on how her hair framed her face perfectly, making remarks about her recent weight loss and how absolutely stunning she looked now. The way he looked at her, the tone of his voice, it all felt intensely flirtatious, and I wasn't imagining it. I could feel the energy between them. It was like I was watching my girlfriend on a date with another man, and I'd somehow become the awkward third wheel at my own dinner. The worst part? Olivia saw my discomfort, my clenched jaw, my silence, the way I'd stopped eating, and she didn't care. She just kept laughing at his jokes, touching his arm, completely absorbed in their conversation while I sat there feeling invisible. The drive home was tense. Once we were inside, I finally spoke up. I told her calmly how uncomfortable the situation had made me feel, how inappropriate Dylan's behavior seemed. Olivia just laughed. Actually laughed. "Oh baby, come on," she said dismissively. "Dylan is gay." He wasn't flirting with me. You're being ridiculous and jealous over nothing. She told me I was overreacting, that I needed to trust her, and I wanted to believe her. But here's the thing. Guys can usually read other guys pretty easily. We pick up on intentions, on subtle signals, and every instinct I had was screaming that Dylan wasn't gay, or at least not exclusively interested in men, and that he was absolutely trying to get with Olivia. Despite my concerns, Olivia continued spending time with Dylan. They texted constantly, her phone lighting up with his name at all hours. They went to lunch together almost daily. She'd come home late, explaining she'd grab drinks with Dylan. She started dressing differently too, putting more effort into her appearance on days she knew she'd see him. A few days later, Olivia was in the shower when her phone buzzed on the nightstand. I saw Dylan's name on the screen. That nagging voice in my head won out. I picked up her phone and opened their conversation. My hands shook as I scrolled through their messages. I didn't find evidence of physical cheating, but Dylan's messages were undeniably flirtatious. He was calling her beautiful, sending heart emojis, making suggestive comments. Things like, "That outfit today should be illegal," and "Can't stop thinking about lunch, you're gorgeous." The worst part wasn't just his messages, it was Olivia's responses. She wasn't shutting him down. Instead, she was encouraging him with messages like, "You're so sweet," and "You always make me smile," and "I love spending time with you too." When Olivia got out of the shower, I confronted her. I showed her the messages and asked why she was engaging with him that way when she'd been so strict about me maintaining distance from female friends. She exploded, screamed about how I'd violated her privacy, called me paranoid and controlling. The irony? She'd always had full access to my phone. She'd gone through my messages dozens of times, and I'd never complained because I had nothing to hide. The conversation ended with her storming into the bedroom and slamming the door. Over the next few weeks, our relationship deteriorated. The warmth evaporated. Our intimacy dropped to maybe once a week, and even then it felt mechanical. We were living like roommates who barely tolerated each other. I confided in my friend Aaron. After hearing everything, he said something that stuck with me. "Bro, this guy Dylan is probably pretending to be gay just to get close to her. It's the classic move. Act like you're not a threat, then hit her with the whole, 'I've never felt this way about a woman before' routine. It's manipulative, but guys like him use it all the time." That thought haunted me. Then came the weekend that shattered everything. It was Saturday morning, and Olivia was getting ready to go shopping with her friends, or so she said. She spent over an hour doing her makeup, changing outfits multiple times, straightening her hair. Way more effort than usual for casual shopping. Her phone buzzed while she was doing her hair. I glanced over and saw a message from Dylan. "Meet you there in 30 mins. Can't wait." My stomach dropped. I made a split-second decision. I told Olivia I was going to the gym, then waited in my car down the street. When she pulled out, I followed her. I followed on foot, keeping my distance. My heart was pounding. Part of me felt ridiculous, like some paranoid boyfriend from a bad movie. But then Olivia walked straight to the Starbucks near the entrance, and there was Dylan, waiting with 2 coffee cups. Just the two of them. No other friends. They hugged, a long, intimate hug, and walked into the mall together, laughing, shoulders touching. I followed from a distance. They shopped normally for a while. I started feeling guilty. Maybe they really were just friends. Then they walked into Victoria's Secret. I stopped outside, watching through the window. Olivia was picking out undergarments, bras, and matching items. She held up different sets, and Dylan was giving his opinion on each one. Then Olivia gathered several items and headed toward the changing rooms. Dylan followed her. I walked closer, positioning myself where I could see. Olivia went into a changing room, and Dylan stood right outside the door, not back by the chairs. Right outside her door. Then I heard her voice. "What do you think of this one?" The door opened slightly. Dylan stepped closer, looking her up and down. Dylan examined her, made comments, even touched the strap to adjust it. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. The woman I loved was standing in her underwear in public, showing her body to another man and asking for his approval. Gay or not, this wasn't okay. I wanted to storm in and confront them, but I forced myself to stay calm. I turned around, walked out, got in my car, and drove home. I sat in the parking lot for 2 hours, trying to process what I'd seen. When Olivia came home, shopping bags in hand, acting cheerful, I was sitting on the couch waiting. "Hey babe, you're back early," she said. "Good workout?" "I didn't go to the gym," I said quietly. "I followed you." Her face went pale, then shifted to anger. "You what?" "I followed you to the mall. I saw you with Dylan, just the two of you." "So what?" "I'm not allowed to hang out with my friend?" "I saw you in Victoria's Secret," I continued, my voice shaking. "I saw you trying on underwear and showing him. I saw him standing outside your changing room while you modeled everything for him." Olivia's face turned bright red, but instead of guilt, she looked furious. "You followed me like some kind of stalker?" she screamed. "You're insane, Ethan. You're pathetic and insecure and controlling." "Olivia, you were in your underwear in front of another man. He's gay!" she shrieked. "How many times do I have to tell you? This is normal? You're just too immature and insecure to handle me having a close male friend." "This isn't about insecurity," I said, trying to stay level. "This is about respect and boundaries. You established these same rules." "I never loved you," she screamed, and that stopped me cold. Maybe I've just been settling this whole time. The words kept coming. Insults, accusations, hurtful things. She called me pathetic, lame, controlling, said I was trying to isolate her. I let her scream herself out. Then very calmly, I said, "I need you to leave." "What?" "This is my apartment. I need you to pack your things and leave within 48 hours. If you're not out by then, I'll call the police." "You can't be serious. We're done, Olivia. This relationship is over." I grabbed my keys and left. I stayed with Aaron for the next few days. My phone exploded with messages from Olivia, but none included an apology. Every message was about how insecure I was, how I'd ruined everything. Then Olivia went to her friend group, Hannah, Bella, and Claire, and told them her version of events, trying to get them to pressure me. But Claire texted me asking to hear my side. We met at a bar downtown. Claire, Hannah, and Bella were all there. I told them everything. The dinner, the escalating time with Dylan, the flirtatious texts, how Olivia screamed at me every time I tried to discuss it, and what I witnessed at the mall. They were shocked. Olivia had told them a heavily edited version, that her paranoid boyfriend followed her and threw a tantrum over nothing. She'd left out the screaming and the Victoria's Secret incident. More came to light during our conversation. Olivia hadn't introduced Dylan to any of her friends, which they found strange. Also, she'd been increasingly absent from their hangouts over the past 2 months. She'd been spending all that time with Dylan instead. After that meeting, Olivia's texts slowed. Her friends had confronted her and refused to take her side. Olivia called once, her voice tight with anger. "Ethan, come home so we can talk like adults." "No," I said simply. "You had chances to talk. Every time I tried, you screamed. You lost your opportunity. We're done, Olivia." We had a joint account with about $6,000. Roughly $2,000 hers, $4,000 mine. "You can take all the money," I told her. "Use it to find a new place." Then I hung up. 6 weeks passed. 6 weeks of healing, of rebuilding my life. I started going to the gym more, picked up hobbies I'd neglected, spent more time with friends. The ache in my chest gradually faded. Then Claire called. "Hey, Ethan, could you meet me at Morrison Street Coffee tomorrow?" When I arrived, my stomach dropped. Claire was there, but so was Olivia. Olivia looked terrible. Red, puffy eyes, pale face, dark circles. She'd clearly been crying constantly. "Please just sit for a few minutes," Claire said softly. I sat reluctantly. "What's this about?" "Olivia has something to tell you," Claire said. "You were right," Olivia whispered. "About everything." "About Dylan." My heart pounded. "What do you mean?" "I slept with him," she said, voice breaking. "After we broke up. The night after you kicked me out. I called Dylan, told him everything, and he invited me to stay at his place. That night, we got together. Multiple times over 3 days. I thought it meant something. I thought he cared about me. He wasn't gay, Ethan. He's bisexual. You were right the whole time." I sat in stunned silence. After 3 days, he got cold. Started ignoring my texts. Then he ghosted me. Blocked me on everything. I went to his office to confront him. That got me in trouble with HR. But confronting Dylan opened up everything. Turns out he has a history. He's been with multiple people at our company. He was fired from his previous job for having an affair with his boss's wife. Olivia was crying openly now. I was such an idiot. I thought he cared. I loved the attention, but I was just another conquest. It was all a game. She looked up desperately. "I'm so sorry. For everything. For not listening. For disrespecting our boundaries. For screaming at you. Please, Ethan, please give me another chance. I know I don't deserve it, but I love you. I made a horrible mistake." Before I could respond, Claire spoke up. "Ethan, there are a couple of things we think you should work on too. When you get into your next relationship, Olivia messed up badly, but there were some communication issues on both sides, and I held up my hand, cutting her off. I couldn't believe it. Olivia had betrayed me, disrespected me, gaslit me for weeks, and literally cheated on me. And somehow I needed to work on things? The audacity was stunning. I stood slowly, looking down at Olivia with no emotion. When I spoke, my voice was ice cold. "Maybe you should try again with Dylan. Schedule another shopping trip. Another underwear fashion show. Maybe that'll reignite the spark. Who knows?" Olivia's face crumpled. "Ethan, please." "That's not my problem," I said flatly. "You don't deserve me. If you'd just listened from the beginning, if you'd respected our boundaries like I respected yours, none of this would have happened. We'd probably be engaged by now, but you chose to prioritize the attention of some manipulative player over our entire relationship." "Wait," Olivia said, standing. "What about us? Is there any chance—" "There is no us anymore," I said. "I've moved on, Olivia." That was true. 3 weeks earlier, I'd met someone new, Sophia, a project manager at a partner company. We'd gone on a few casual dates, and I felt something promising, something healthy. Sophia communicated openly, respected boundaries. None of the drama I'd dealt with from Olivia. "You're seeing someone?" Olivia asked, voice hollow. "That's none of your your business, I said. But yes, and I feel better with her in 3 weeks than I felt with you in the last year. She respects me. She communicates like an adult. She doesn't scream at me or show her body to random guys and then call me insecure for being bothered. Olivia sank back into her chair, defeated. Goodbye, Olivia. Don't contact me again. I walked out and felt a weight lift off my shoulders. That evening, I called Sophia for dinner. We met at a cozy place, and as we talked and laughed, I felt genuinely happy for the first time in months. 6 months later, Sophia and I made it official. 8 months after that, we moved in together. She never gave me a reason to doubt her. She introduced me to all her friends. She maintained boundaries. She communicated openly. She never screamed at me or made me feel crazy. That's what a healthy relationship looks like. Looking back, I don't regret following Olivia that day. My gut told me something was off, and I was right to trust it. Olivia tried reaching out a few times over the next year. I never responded. She'd made her choices, and I'd made mine. I chose peace. I chose respect. I chose someone who actually valued me. Best decision I ever made.